No.
And did you cover?
No.
No! Oh, don't cry, are you?
Happening, gang? SJB here with another episode of Chaleo Power. Real hustle for investing, especially if you are a beginner. You're welcome to this kind of video. So I'm going to try to make a quick video on pattern recognition today. This information is key for people learning and even experts, right? To get the patterns down to basically second nature, so that you see these names and you see the price action and volume, and you can enter and exit at the proper time and make some money. So that being said, all of these are swing from the swing homework that we post in on Twitter and the chat. And the first one that I'm going to start today is with Snap. If you look at Snap was a beauty. It popped on good numbers from earnings, and then it basically came down, consolidated a bit, and started to hold that SMA support between the 8 and the 20 SMA. You could see that right now it probably flushed here the weekends, and then it was acting as support. So in the chat at that time, we said, hey, pay attention to this. After the 10 o'clock, we will be loading up the boat, buying heavy, and presented these options. They were the 40 and the 41 calls from January 2021. And if we go to the chart right now, Snap. You can see that it moved exactly as we predicted. So again, it was holding around after it flushed, it was holding this level. And you could see that here it started bouncing and boom. So back when we made the call, Snap was about 40. And now Snap is 48. That is about 18%. Yep, there you go. 18% from when we called Snap. So congrats to us, and pay attention to that type of move. Next one that I want to talk about is SQ. SQ has been paying us the boatload, guys. And one more time, we call it a few weeks ago, and the idea was I'm loading up again. I have a lead position of 2022. My team knows it, but in between the swings, I do trade the 2021's calls for SQ. Here was a beautiful pattern. This is an ascending triangle. And as you can see, you see the long swing, and it hasn't cracked the support level. You can see this line is acting as support. And if you look at on the 10 SMA for the week, it's driving that 10 SMA like no other. So here, it broke on good earnings. Then again, you know the drill. They flush it down back down to old support. So you hear me saying a lot, old resistance becomes the new support. Here, this was resistance here that cracked, and then it became the new support. So you see the yellow line was, I really hope that they keep flushing the weekend down to the 170s. So I can load around here. And if you see it from my comment, I'm starting to load again, starting with the starter, but I hope that they bring it down to the 170 support. The call that we played was the June 23rd That's a leap. And also the January 2021. So if we look at SQ right now, boom, it moved exactly as we flush here. We can remember that range that we said. Hope they push it down to the 170. And that's it. All resistance becomes new support. Like, we don't even have to complicate. The rat race prevents me from doing day trades for most of the time. So I just position myself around these areas and set up alerts. So let's say this gets to the 170 and I buy around 170. I have my stop loss below this yellow or below this yellow, whatever risk I'm feeling about taking. Of course, no more than 3-4% in a regular stock. In this case for SQ, I give it a good room because I'm already in profit. But here is if you see that there's a trend of SQ holding support at specific price range, put the stop below that, right? So in this case, it moved exactly as we predicted. I wish it came down to 170. That was the note. It did come down to 170, as you can see. We loaded up and boom, voila, that was a beautiful move. In terms of percentage from this area when we bought, we are talking about 17%. Beautiful move. Again, these swings are swings with plenty of time, with a plan, with volume, resistance, support, right? So if you're a busy person, if you can't babysit or be on a monitor, looking at this, guys, you set your stuff. You buy slowly, or you buy and set up a stop loss and you let them do its thing. If it breaks, because they don't always work, if they break, yep, we get the heck out, right? And if it positions again, set up again, you can re-enter. There is no feelings. We try not to have feelings or hate the stock if it goes against what we are playing. So that was SQ. So congrats to the gang. The next one that I will talk about is let's see real quick. We have quite a few. So the next one that I want to talk about is Facebook. Again, look at the note. Guys, read the notes. Notes are very important. It's kind of a summary of all the things that I read around and information collected. So it has my attention here. Politicians hate Facebook, as you know, but it's forming a nice, again, ascending triangle type of deal, base, cup and handle, you can call it. And look at 270. I want them to flush it down to 270, to that range, and then a stop loss is below the 270, the 268. If you look at the 268, is because right here, you remember what I said before in skew? This guy's follow, look, support. You buy, you set your alert for stop loss. If it breaks it on volume, if it breaks it on high volume, you get the heck out and you just watch it for re-entry if you want to, or move on. But if it breaks on a weak ass volume, you kind of, let's see what happens, because they usually do that to shake the weak hands. If you can see here, volume was contracting, and here it was close to that support. So I was praying for them to push it lower. And if we look at Facebook right now, this is the chart for Facebook. This is the area that it was around here, the homework. Boom, boom, boom. You see, it held the ascending triangle. And then, boom, they're pushing it back up. Facebook is not gone yet. It's still consolidating. If you look at this price, it's coiling, in volume still dropping. So watch for if it breaks, let's see if it consolidates. The longer the base and the longer the consolidation, the stronger the pop. So I still like Facebook, and I'm in Facebook, still playing it. We are green from where we called it. Again, we called it around this 270 to 68 range, and now we're back up. The next one that we have on the list is RGN. And the notes, if you read, RGN with strong EPS, sells beat. Strong accumulation, Q4 sells, this beauty was stop loss here. This guy had all the recipe for moving, all the recipe for success. Heavy accumulation previous weeks, and strong close, EPS sells beat, volume pop. Like, okay, you have all the signs. Every time you see this volume pops and the pocket pivots, like I've discussed in my previous videos, these are footprints for those big money people that they live behind. They live behind those footprints that telling you that they're accumulating. And most likely, again, it's all about probability. Nothing is 100%. Most likely, this will continue to go up. And if we look at RNG right now, RNG, again, beauty, accumulation. We had a weekly chart. So let's compare apples to apples. And boom, this is beautiful. This is chart porn, guys. When things follow the move that we predict, again, it's all about probability. Nobody's a magician here, but it's a higher probability if a pattern follows certain criterias, and we are trained to identify those criterias, we can bank heavy. So another beautiful move on strong volume. As you can see, volume pop, coiled a little bit, and then it popped some more, and look, boom. In terms of percentage from where we called this, we're talking about 11%. And again, 11% is raw percentage, raw stock move. That's commons. 11% in an option play, option contracts, is crazy money. So yes, congratulations to us. That's that. The next one that I want to talk about, and I'm going to speed up a little bit because again I'm running long, is Save, the airlines. Save is one of the airlines that I like the most from the group because of the balance sheet. The balance sheet is great. Compared to its competitors. And here I said, hey, it has my attention. The sector is down, yada yada. I usually don't play this type of setups, but even though it came down, and you can see that it's been consolidating for many months. Again, this is the week chart. And here it tried to pop, but they were flushing it back down to the 16, 15 area. And that's when I got on the chat on Twitter, and I said, hey, the 2022s are very cheap, we're talking about 25. And if we look at those same calls, right? So January 22, the 20 calls, we are talking about, if we look at the 20 again, look, that's 10 from 6. So we're talking about a 60% move already, and that's on the 2022. Imagine you would have played a closer contract, you would have been in the 200% easy, right? And then the 25, look, it's 7.84, almost $8. That's almost 100% from where we called it out. So again, pattern recognition is very important. You can see here, like I pointed out, it started to consolidate a little bit for several weeks, not a little bit, and then they were flushing, and booyah, we are having a tremendous run right now. Next one I want to talk about is MDB, price target 300. We were by the annual list. All resistance becoming new support. 10 SMA. Again, if you guys, if you know, those who know me know that I try to follow similar patterns over and over and over, and I try to not be fancy. I just stick to what I know. Look at this beauty. This is another beautiful textbook pattern. Look, volume contraction, nice little bull flag over here, great numbers with price target on the 300. And then after this consolidation, it broke. Then of course, people taking profit, they want to flush out the weak ass hands. So usually when you have a nice pop, there is a time that it needs to kind of rest and shake out. And then here, look at these candles on volume shrinking and kind of picking up a little bit. So at the time of this call, we were talking about 246. And if we look at MDB right now, the value is 277, and this thing almost hit 290, 300. That's crazy, and that's beautiful. Look, it came down, boom, boom. It moved exactly as we discussed. We said strong support. Look, with strong support close to the 10 SMA, basically retesting the 10 SMA, and it has strong support over here. So our stop loss was going to be in the area of the 10 SMA or below, and boom, that was beautiful. The next pattern that I want to talk about is RH. Same here. You see a nice consolidation with a nice ascending triangle, support, Then once you break, old resistance becomes new support, and boom, that's when you have a nice move. The analysts have it as 500, strong uptrend, and you can see after having a volume flat for a long time, you start noticing volume coming back. So if we look at our age, look at this craziness. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so look, it broke, they flushed it down. Look at the volume that we were talking earlier, and boom, from 400 to basically $70. That's a $70 move right there. And we're talking about 2 weeks most. These swings are 1 to 2 weeks old. So again, pattern recognition. What do we learn here? Swing bull flags, ascending triangles, old resistance, new support with volume rules. And if it breaks your support levels, you get the heck out and you wait for it to set up another entry and you can get back in. But this time it moved as we predicted. So that's that. All right, I'm running kind of long here, but let me see. Apple, it's a pending one that we have. Heavy eyes on Apple. Apple has been paying well, but it's still being jerked around and coiling like no other. This is one of my positions. I think one's too many. I have 2021s, 22 and 23. I've been day trading Apple as well, whenever time allows it. And the contracts that I was looking at or that I loaded are the 120s. And also I have, like I said, 21 and 22 120s. So congratulations to us if you're writing this. Netflix is another one that's been held at the bottom. So moving on, and for future, this is going to have a potential good run. And again, if it doesn't, if it breaks that support, you can stop loss, or you can wait for it to get closer to that area. The next one we had was Net, old resistance, new support. This guy, we called it at 67 with great calls here that work fairly cheap for January 21st. So the 70 calls, they were 550. If we look at those 70 calls right now, look at this beauty. If you look at the same 70 calls right now, that's 100% move, guys. From 550 to 1075, that's 100+% move. So again, congrats to us. The team banked heavy on this, and it's the same thing over and over. So for my beginners out there, guys, if you made it this far into this video, these videos are long, but I'm pouring what I think works, and it's been working for me. Old resistance, new support on volume, ascending triangles or bull flags, things like that. Don't overwhelm yourself with crazy indicators and a million alerts. And it's super simple. I mean, it's not easy to make money because there is a lot of discipline that you need to master. But the first step is to master and manage all these patterns that they keep repeating and presenting themselves in front of us. And it's up to us to identify them and bank on them, bank heavy on them, right? Another one that we have is JD. We have JD, we have PayPal. We called it before the move. Shout out to the guys in the team, Yuzi, Zwing, Akash. They were all over this, and they banked. I have PayPal in one of my accounts, not a lot, but I make good money, so good stuff. Deck is another runner. Snap, Chewy. Watch with this, guys. It has potential to move prior to earnings. Earnings is on Tuesday. I'm playing it. I would like to sell Monday, and if it's a strong move on Monday, I may keep it into earnings. And that's that, guys. And overall, everybody and their grandmas is banking on Tesla. Tesla has been great for everybody, and you had a lot of trash talkers going when this was going down here, but as you can see, it's nothing more than accumulation. It's coiling, and that's what happened. Coils so much, boom. That usually happens when things are like that. So Tesla, we've banked heavy. I've traded several times already. This was a great move for us. I secured profit. I think it was around 250%. And I got back in Tesla. They traded it, got another probably a couple of $1,000. And right now I am in Tesla. I got in here. So right now Tesla is extended and needs a little rest. But as you know, the news for the December 21st, them toots, they're probably shaking out the week before they start adding. They need to add Tesla in order to manage again the funds and the S&P and all that. So I got in on the Tesla dip. Tesla popped again, but then it gapped down, and again that day was very interesting. Almost kind of, I'm not gonna say I didn't feel it. Yeah, it was very painful, but I did not sell. I was looking for Tesla to hold this support, and I said it in the chat. Tesla is trying to hold the 8 SMA, so that's a good indication. And the volume at the time, if you look at the daily, was healthy. So of course I held, and right now I am still negative, but it's only 2%, let's say, which is nothing. So I have January 21st and January 2021 15th, and I will be holding probably past the 600 with a stop loss below the SMAs. I am not married to Tesla. I can care less, and I will cut it if it violates the rules of support, resistance, and volume. So that being said, congratulations to us, guys. Again, pay attention to the swing homework. Use it for reference. Follow the rules. If things don't go our way, we can always cut and wait for them to set up again for us. And that's how you manage your money. So if you made it this far, holy shit, 27 minutes. Thank you for everything. Hit the like button or hit the dislike button and let me know what you did not like. That will help me improve and help support this channel by spreading the work and sharing your opinion and content. So stay green. Peace out.